With all of my more recent videos on this channel being dedicated to the Marvel Cinematic Universe or Godzilla, it is nice to just sit back once in a while and talk about something much smaller. Hey everyone, it's Alex the Real Mr. Robinson, and this is my review for Booksmart, which is the directorial debut of Olivia Wilde, who you may know from stuff like Tron Legacy and Cowboys and Aliens, a ton of other stuff. But this is her first time directing, and the movie follows two high school girls on the night before graduation who are overachievers. They get straight A's, one of them's going to Yale while the other's heading off to Africa right after graduation, and they look down on all the other students who just seem like they party nonstop and are kinda dumb, but they soon realize that those very students also got into good colleges, so they spend this entire one night going out and trying to find the big high school party right before graduation to show everyone that they can be fun too. So when the trailers came out, a lot of people, including myself, thought, this looks like the female version of Superbad. And to just address this right now, it's like Superbad, but only in terms of the plot, which that itself is very much like George Lucas's American Graffiti. And I like Superbad a lot, but for me, when it comes to these two movies, Booksmart is not as vulgar as Superbad, and, well, for lack of a better word, it's a smarter movie than Superbad is. And that's surprising considering that with the first 15 minutes of the movie, I didn't like it at all. The reason I didn't like the first 15 minutes is because every character in this movie starts off as a stereotype. I mean, our two main characters are overachievers, they are feminists, one of them is a lesbian who has bumper stickers on her car that say Elizabeth Warren 2020 and just some other feminist messages, and I'm like, hey, that's good and all, but you could have delivered that in a more subtle way because that's the very opposite definition of subtle. And then the rest of the high school students are stereotypes as well. I'm like, wow, this is just not good. I'm not enjoying this movie really at all. And I also just didn't find the movie funny. Maybe a lot of people are just building it up too much for me before going in because I am not going to agree with everyone else on this. But that all changes once the actual plot kicks in and these two girls realize that all the other students are getting into good colleges as well. From that point on, I started really liking it, downright loving it. The two actresses, Kaitlyn Dever and Beanie Feldstein as Amy and Molly, work great together. They have fantastic chemistry, there's some great dialogue going on between the two of them. They're very funny, and a lot of the comedy and heart of this movie plays from their bond and just the overall situations they get themselves into. Because, make no mistake, while it's not as raunchy as something like Superbad or American Pie, it has some weird raunchy moments to it, and it can be very funny, because this movie's more clever with it than most teen comedies are. And really, this isn't as much of a teen comedy as it is a coming-of-age movie. And because it's a coming-of-age movie, there's a lot more humanity to it. And if you've ever seen The Breakfast Club, one of my favorite movies of all time, this movie has a lot of moments, especially in its central theme, that are very reminiscent of The Breakfast Club. And that makes the movie even better than I thought it was going to be in the end. There's a great supporting cast as well. You have Jason Sudeikis, who's always funny for me, Jessica Williams, who I've loved since her days on The Daily Show, but the one who stands out for me in terms of your supporting cast, the one who steals the show, is Billie Lourd. I haven't seen Billie Lourd in anything else except her role as Lieutenant Connix in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, but she was cracking me up throughout this entire movie. Some people might not like it because her character is just so random and kind of outlandish. If there's one thing to point out in this movie as over the top, it's probably her. But that's honestly what made me laugh. While everyone else feels so grounded, she will do the most outlandish things. She'll just pop up out of nowhere and never fails to make me laugh. I mean, there are moments where she's just in a scene, doing nothing, and she had me laughing hysterically. So with my closing words for this movie, It's easily one of the best of the year. It's very heartfelt, it's funny, it's clever, the characters are good, it's got a great, tight script. Anything that's in this movie, even if it's minor, always comes back and has some sort of revolution, whether it's heartfelt or funny. This is just a very good movie. You know what? Scratch that. It's beyond good. It's a movie you need to get off your ass and go see right now. For Olivia Wilde's first directing gig, she did a hell of a job. She knocked this movie out of the park. And this movie reminds me so much of The Breakfast Club and Dazed and Confused that I wouldn't be surprised if the Criterion Collection picked this up in a couple of years. It's that good, and yeah, I love this movie, and I'm very curious to see what else Olivia Wilde does in terms of a director. And there you go, that's my review for Booksmart. Now I want to know what you guys think about the movie. If you've seen it, what did you think? What are some of your favorite coming-of-age movies? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and of course leave a comment. Don't forget to support my Patreon page, follow me on social media, and until next time, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one.